welcome back to another episode of Talking Tongue, the weekly quarantine show where I get to talk to my friends near and far to talk about the movies that matter, the theater that matters, the coffee that matters, because across all the way, so far from me, I don't even know, 20, 30, 40 stone throws away at least. We have Lube Coffee Master, Alli Harris.
I am not the lube coffee master. I am an apprentice. You are the master. I am learning your ways.
You're learning the ways. And, it's a good time to, explain this now to the people. What have you learned from me?
Well, this morning, it was like 3 minutes ago. Tongue was like, sorry, I just need to lube up my, did you say lube up your mouth?
Lube up your mouth? On coffee? Lube up my mouth? I don't remember. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And I just thought it was quite an interesting way to describe drinking coffee. And I guess you aren't using coffee for the purpose that I'm using coffee.
Yeah, what do you use coffee
for? It's a lubricant. For? Just keep me smiling, keeping me going.
Yeah.
Like yours is strictly a lubricant.
Yeah. I actually hate coffee. I don't like how it makes me feel or taste, but I love lubing my throat with it. Something about the burn, it really gets me going.
It burns, but then you could like throw a banana down there, go straight down in like 3 seconds.
Yeah. Just like a duck would like swallow something.
Exactly.
I don't need to chew.
It's a time saver, right? Like you're barely chewing. It's just going straight to your stomach.
Oh my God. What a way to start a podcast, I think. Alli, it's been just, I don't know, way too long since I've seen your face. It's honestly too long. I missed you so much. I was just thinking about guests and everything. And I'm like, holy crap, how have I not reached out to Alli Harris yet? It's insane. But Alli, some people don't know who you are. They haven't listened to some ranked episodes, which I need to get you back on. Anytime.
I'm always free.
I am so happy to get you on here. But you've ranked so many things with us in the past. Let's recount some. What have we done?
Musical movies.
Musical movies. Was it Saturday morning cartoons we did together?
Yes, no, that's right.
Was it Saturday morning cartoons? Was that the topic? Something like that. Cartoons or something.
It was something with like The Simpsons.
Something with The Simpsons.
I remember we talked about The Simpsons. Some sort of cartoon. Maybe it was like best cartoons. I don't know. Yeah. That feels broad.
That feels a little broad for, you know what? Alli's been around, okay? Maybe not for a while, but Alli's been around in the pod cavern, lurking around, and she hasn't been
lurking in the cavern.
It hasn't been around in a little while. So Alli, for the people who don't know who you are, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I will. Well, my name's Alli. Obviously, you know that.
Good start.
I'm a local creator in Ottawa. So I do a bit of acting, a bit of composing. I work at the Great Canadian Theatre Company. Tongue used to work there as well. So we have that in common. We were passing ships in the night. I never worked with you.
We never worked together. Yeah.
We didn't. I know. It's too bad. But I've heard your legacy is there. I see your little name on that wall of how tall everybody is. I think so. You're there, right?
What a wonderful time in my life. I only worked at the Great Canadian Theatre Company like part-time, and I was juggling another job on the side. Let's just say, what's the opposite of a pear? An apple? I was working at Apple. I was trying not to reveal where I was working, but I'm like, that's not the opposite. So whatever. And I always appreciated, like, in between, before going to my shift at Apple or going, like after, it doesn't matter, going to the Great Canadian Theatre Company, because it was like the most, like, I just love that environment. It's a beautiful space.
Totally.
A beautiful theater, very underrated in Ottawa, and just really cool people. So it was always nice there. Yeah.
That hasn't changed. The vibes there are great. I love working there. It's so much fun. But yeah, and so I work at the theater. I've written a couple shows. We met through improv, so I've done a little bit of improv. I feel like you're like the improv king, and I'm like,
wow, no. Let's not give myself that title. That's way too much pressure.
Lubricated king.
I'm a lube king, as we know. But Ali, I gotta say, like, I mean, if we were to hit, I've always admired you as an improviser. I'm not trying to suck up, even though I am. But like, if we were to hit the stage right now and someone gave us a suggestion, like an alligator or whatever, like, you better believe Ali's gonna nail that alligator way more than me. So if
what am I gonna do to that alligator?
Yeah.
I'm gonna nail that alligator.
You're gonna nail that alligator. You're gonna walking, go to town on that alligator.
I'm gonna rail that alligator.
Yeah. Anyways, yes, we met through improv. It was great.
We did. Yeah. No, it's so funny because like I love doing improv with you and like that whole crew, the Ottawa crew, but it gives me so much anxiety. Like
you're so good at it though.
That's very kind of you, but I just like there's nothing else in my life where I'm like literally like the second before I'm like it ends and people are like, oh, you're great, and I was like, thank you.
Was I though? Don't be nice. Tell me if I was actually good, and no matter what they say, you're like, I bet they hated it.
You know, or I'm like, and when I come off, I'm like, well, that was the best I'll ever do. Like, just pack it in, you know, like, you're never doing that again. I don't know why. Improv just gives me the heebie-jeebies, but I love it. I love watching it. Love being around it. It's
I mean, I miss it dearly.
Yeah. Are you doing like online improv and stuff right now?
I've dabbled with online improv, lots of podcasting improv here and there. And you know, I have nothing against I so commend the people that who have brought online improv into like this new world. Like I personally don't get the same high as I get, you know, performing in front of a live audience, that energy and that creativity. And I need that constant, those laughs to get me going. Be like, oh my God, I am good. I'm good at this. And online improv, it's like, I could say anything. I'd be like, I'm so funny, but I'm probably bombing. I don't know.
It's true. There's no barometer.
there's nothing. And, you know, I feel like every time someone asks me about online improv, like, I'm not trying to paint it in a bad light or anything. It's just not for me. And I will do it because I'm desperate for attention. So it's not like I won't do it. I'll fucking do it. But I'm not doing it like, I'm not craving it every week like I was
for sure
doing it live, you know? Yeah.
I think that's the key, is to do it like occasionally, and that it's like still kind of exciting, but you're not doing it too much so that you're not like, what the fuck am I doing with my life?
Well, you know, it's the thing is like I love the going to like the theater to like talk to people and like have that community aspect and like drink a beer before and after a show. But like drinking a beer at home while I'm doing a show is just so sad.
It is sad. I know.
I'll do it. I'm not gonna not drink a beer for a show. I can't perform sober. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. But I'm sad. Very sad.
Ali, you know, you're such a positive person, and like, you know, we've gone through an entire year now of COVID, and it sucks. We know it sucks. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. We're somewhere around there where I'm getting nervous because it's like, man, I've gone a whole year without getting COVID, and I'm so close to not the finish line, but I would hate to get like COVID 2 weeks before the vaccine or something.
Oh my God.
Stupid.
Can you imagine? That is the worst.
I don't want that. But you know what? Fuck it. We're not talking about COVID. We're talking about things that make us happy during the pandemic. So what makes you happy right now?
Well, we got in, honestly, TV. I love TV so much. I've always loved TV. Like, it's a very important thing in my life. But we really have been delving into Drag Race like no other. Like we hadn't, so me and my partner Kat, we hadn't watched Drag Race really that much. We watched like one season maybe, but we just like plowed through all of it in like literally like a month or so, and now we're going back and rewatching it.
Oh my God, isn't there like 12 seasons of that show?
It's so much, but it's so good. But it's like a minefield, you know what I mean?
Wow.
And then so now we're watching the most recent stuff, like it's coming out now, it's just a new season, and then we listen to the podcast to go along with it. We watch the YouTube review, you know what I mean? Because it's like once you like commit to it, you get like 5 different streams of people reviewing it. you know what? I would say reality TV in general is what's kept me through this too, because I watch The Bachelor. So when you watch The Bachelor, you get like 5 different podcasts, and you know
Right.
what I mean? It's like, it's just
Wow.
like, it's a great thing to like keep you going like that. And yeah, and then hockey also, I would say, is another thing that I got really into. That's like just keeps my mind off of it because it's the whole world. And again, podcasts going into hockey, you know, watch the YouTube videos. So
Wow.
just like different, I think like different worlds of entertainment have kept me
This
like
is so
my mind busy.
interesting to me, Ali, because a lot of people that I talk to and I associate with, that I want to associate with, they watch good TV and not reality
Oh,
TV. No, just kidding.
well,
I'm not a
must be
reality TV
nice.
person.
Okay,
I've
okay.
seen reality TV. Obviously, everyone has, and I get it. I
Yeah,
get the hook.
yeah,
Totally
yeah,
get
yeah,
it.
yeah.
But I want to hear from you because Drag Race is one reality TV show that I've always been curious about, and a lot of people told me to watch it. All this other stuff. I'm a more of a story guy, so I like, you
Fair,
know,
yes.
and I'm a child, so I want like punchy stuff in my TV and superpowers and gold
That's
hair
fair.
and all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah. There's that is not on Drag Race, so I
Yeah,
understand
and that's a
why. Yeah,
shame, really. I've
yeah.
been writing to the producers, and they keep saying, "Stop it! Just watch Dragon
Throw a
Ball Z."
punch once in a while. Yeah,
Yeah, just throw one. What do
yeah.
you like about Drag Race in particular?
I love. Well, it's like I think people sometimes think, oh, it's someone lip syncing with a costume on, but there's just like a lot more to it, right? Like there's like the element of fashion. So every week you get like new looks from people. And then also, they're like comedians. Drag queens are comedians, you know what I mean? Like at
Hmm.
heart, like, and the good ones, the ones who are very funny, go far and they do really well, right? So it's
Hmm.
like you're watching a bunch of comedians on stage, especially Drag Race UK. It's so funny. Like just there's just like this great banter that goes on. So I think it's like they have to perform and then they also have to be good. It's like many things. You're really balancing a lot of things, right? And it's like a lot of stories again about LGBTQ plus folks and like their struggles, you know what I mean? And like getting to
Hmm.
this place and like it's really exciting to like see something like Drag Race take off on such a big level because it's like these are folks who've like, you know, traditionally haven't been at the top of the game, you know what I mean? But
Hmm.
it's like it's such a world now, right? Like these people can tour and like do all these things now. And it's so exciting. So it's like cool to be
Hmm.
like watching that. And yeah, there's a lot of like interesting stories, but you know, there's still like folks out there who like don't talk to their parents because you
Yeah.
know their parents are they're drag queens, and so like it's interesting to like hear those stories as well and like see how far these people have come. And you know, you think about drag queens and like the skills that they possess, and they're always so quick, they're so sharp, right? They have
Hmm.
an answer for everything. You know, if you see a show, like that's what you love, is that like comeback kind of like mentality. And like
Yep.
and then you think like, well, where does that come from, right? Like that comes from them being in high school and having to like put a block up and like
Oh
be, you
yes.
know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
the world has like taught you to be like this thing and like to be quick. So it's interesting, like that amalgamation I think is what I really love about it.
Wow. You know what? It's I love that. I love that. I've never seen such a deep dive on the like on what drag race is, because to me it's always been like funny, color,
Yeah,
and
yes,
just
that
and I
too.
the
Yeah,
snippiness of people, but like in a fun way. And
right.
you know what? Like you brought something to mind because sometimes when I watch TV, am always like, and I know it's TV, but especially
Yeah,
in reality TV, it's a little different. But like in regular TV, I'm watching them. I'm like, man, how do they come up with that snippy answer so quick? And it's like,
right.
oh, well, because it was written for them and that's how it is.
Oh
But
yeah, that's in the script.
yeah,
Yeah.
because sometimes I'm just like, I'm not that snippy in real life. Should I feel bad for not thinking that quick
Yeah.
and like witty? But then you
I
got
hear you.
real people like in Drag Race who are that quick. And
It's
you're right,
amazing.
because sometimes like I think about that and I'm like, I envy those people because of how quick they are. But
Totally.
to think about of where that comes from and how it comes from like a defense mechanism, right? Like if
Hmm.
you can't defend yourself with like your fists or whatever, then you use your words. And if you're
Hmm.
uh what's the word? Not snippy, but like if you're a wisecracker enough, I guess, like someone who's just like
Yeah.
really quick, then you can really defeat your enemies with your words, and that's
Yeah.
a
Or
good.
get validation.
That's
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
yeah. That's interesting. You know what?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sold on Drag Race once again. I wasn't never not
Yay!
sold, but I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
it's I look at it and I'm like, this looks good. Okay, 15, 20 seasons. Now there's a UK version.
I know
Okay.
it's a lot. It's where do you start? I hear you. It's a lot.
Well,
Yeah,
I bet you you could literally tell me what your top 5 Drag Race seasons are, I assume.
for sure. If you want a list, I will make
Give
you
me
a
your top
list.
3 now.
Top three. Okay. Season 9, All Stars. There's an All Stars also, so
Oh,
it's like
God
all
damn
the All Star
it.
seasons are great. And then All Stars season 2, All Star season 3, and All Star season 4. No, 5. I like all the All Stars.
I
There's
love watching your mind
honestly,
work. You're like, scan brain for what happened in each season.
there's so many good ones, Tongue. It's like you could literally start with any and like be happy.
Wow. Okay. Well, you heard it here for first, folks, or maybe not first, but you heard it here. Drag Race is
You've heard
good,
it.
and
It's great.
hockey probably still good. Hockey still good.
Yeah, it's still, yeah, it is. Yeah. I like watch for the story element of hockey. Like,
Oh yeah.
you got like the underdog teams. So I love following teams who are like have either like a huge hockey market or they're doing terribly and like they get their coaches get fired and like, they get in fights. There you go. Maybe you'd
Oh,
like
okay.
this
Okay.
on the ice and shit. You know what I mean? Like I love like the world around it. And then I also play fantasy hockey. So I love
Okay.
like
That's
putting
yeah.
in people and
You're a
stuff
little
like that. Yeah.
invested because of that. Now, do they ever
Yeah.
fight with their sticks? That's illegal, I think, right? In hockey.
Yes. It's
Okay.
called spearing and you can
Okay.
get suspended.
Yeah, you got me with the fighting, and then I gotta unpack that and be like, what kind of fighting? Can they fight with their blades on their skates? Can they slit a throat? I don't know. Probably not. Probably not. Ali, we have to talk about the news of the week. The news of the week.
Yeah.
It's never a real news. We talk about pop culture news and on Talking Tongue
Ooh.
because I'm not mentally equipped to talk about real things. So we are going to read some
I
pop
hear
culture headlines.
you.
Yeah, I've people ask me about like politics and stuff. I'm like, wrong person. don't ask
Not
me this.
here. Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. I've never seen these headlines before. We're gonna see where it takes us, and we're gonna
Okay.
start with Elon Musk has officially retitled himself as Techno King of Tesla. He's also made a position called it's Techno King of Tesla and Master of Coin is his
Is
new
this like
title.
like a working like does he
Yeah.
make people refer to him as that? Is
Yeah,
that
you
the
know how
idea?
you would be like you know, okay, sorry. So he's given himself Techno King and his chief financial officer is Master of Coin. So instead of becoming chief financial officer, you're now called Master of Coin. How does this make you feel?
That's amazing. You know what? I usually Elon Musk. I'm like he's an asshole. But I kind of like the idea of like taking these conventional like names in companies like CEO and
Mm-hmm.
being like the vegetable king. You know what I mean? Like so it's just like being ridiculous and taking the piss out of it. So I'm kind of into that. Although I'm sure everyone at his company is like, are you fucking kidding me? Like
Are
it's
they?
not,
Because
it's fun to him, but not to anybody else.
he has such a weird cult following with stuff, right? Like people listen
Yeah,
to him, and like I joke about this, but I'm truly afraid that he will run for president one day, and people will be on
really.
like, yeah, I have no doubt people would be like, yes, Elon Musk is the
Oh,
one.
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh
So
God. Has he said that before that he wants to
wasn't
run?
he supposed to be the running mate of some, well, or joking?
Oh
Oh, he was
shit.
supposed to be jokingly the running mate of Kanye, I think.
Oh God. Okay. Yeah.
But like it was one of those jokes where it's just like, you
He took it a
know,
little too far. Yeah.
yeah, like on the like he knew that Kanye didn't have a chance, but on the off chance that he did have the chance, he wanted in on
He was
it.
going. That's
So
like it's like a low level investment for him, right? He's like,
yeah.
yeah, okay, if this goes, cool, but like, I know it's not going. Yeah.
Yeah. If you had to give yourself whatever you do at the GCTC, scrap that title away. What's your new title inspired by the word Techno King?
The bee boop bop badoo.
Oh, wow. I don't know
You
how
must refer to me as Bee
Yeah.
Boop Bop Ba-Doo, but you have to sing the end. Yeah.
So when you like read your title off like a resume or whatever, like it has to have like a treble clef on it or something like music, so people can like
Oh my God,
read
can you
off the music,
imagine?
right? Yeah.
I love that. That's so how cool would
That
that
is
be if I just
cool.
like it was instead of my name, it just had like C D E F
Yeah,
sharp.
my
Yeah.
wow, that is really cool.
That's
Or
a
like
you're a
pretentious.
genius. Or pretend or very fucking pretentious and annoying.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. I mean, someone has to do it. Someone has to do it. Let me
Yeah.
know how it goes.
Yeah. What would yours be? You have to have one too.
Oh my God. Oh my God. What's my job title now? It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I don't like the word king, even though you've called me. Oh, well, I guess it
Oh,
has to be
you are
Lube
the
King.
Loop King.
It
Yeah,
has to
that's
be the
true.
Lube King.
That one stuck.
That's stuck. You know what? We joke about this, but lubing is a very serious serious topic. Lube when you
I
need
want,
to.
yeah. Yeah.
You know?
When you need to only. No
No,
recreational looping.
no fun looping, no foobing.
Yeah.
Yes, don't do that.
No.
Disneyland reopening with limited capacity beginning April 30th. Now, I thought they reopened already, but like,
Me
have you
too.
been to Disney? When was the last time you've been to Disney?
I went not that long ago, actually. I went 3 years ago. I
Wow.
guess.
Okay.
4. How old am I? I think 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went with my friend Cody, and Cody is like he loves Disney. Like
Yep.
he's like one of those adults who's like, I am fucking in on everything about Disney. So like
I get it. Yeah.
he was amazing because him and his partner like basically planned like every second of it. They were like, do you want to come? And I was like, okay. It's kind of random, you know what I mean? But we like we like fast passed like a bunch of different rides and stuff, and he was working at Disney at that time, so we got to like do that and like have all the like get discounts and stuff. And we did Disney After Dark, which is like they closed down Disney and you get to maybe do you know this? Are you a Disney
No,
fan?
I'm a Disney fan, but I'm not as
Yeah.
hardcore as some people. Like I have a whole podcast on Disney, but
What? Oh,
yeah,
cool.
Disney Dummies. Check it out on theparkcavern.com. But I don't know Disneyland World as much as some people do.
Okay.
So you sell it
Yeah.
on me.
I've been to the Florida one. That's
Mhm.
Disney World, right? I think, yeah. Anyways, yeah. So Disney After Dark. So they close down the park. It's nighttime. You get to, if you like buy some like certain pass or whatever, you get to go and you get to ride all the rides like nonstop, and you get free popcorn, you get free soda, you get free snacks, and there's just like people like all around the park like selling that, and
Wow.
you get to skip all the rides. So we went on everything like 7 times. It was like this is like the closest I can describe it. It was like doing cocaine without doing cocaine. Like that's the biggest. We were like, oh my
Wow.
God, and like just eating shit and like running around and going on Space Mountain like 3 times. You know what I mean?
So
And,
fun.
oh man,
That's
it was
so fun.
amazing. It was so cool. Yeah.
Now, what if you were to do cocaine and do that? What's the feeling?
I would love to like do mushrooms and go to Disney World. But like that's wasn't the vibe with like my friends there. They're like,
Yeah.
nah, you know what I mean? Like they're just like Disney purists. So I'm like, I respect that so hard.
I respect that too.
Yeah. But I would love to get high and go.
Me too. I mean, like, maybe like, let's say like halfway through mushrooms, bring me to Disney World. Like usually the first half is like, oh, mistake. Why did I do this? I don't like it at all. I'm freaking out. And then you're like, this was the best decision I've ever made.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Have you been?
Man.
Have you been in a while?
Oh man, like we went to Disney World when Laura and I started dating. So like that was about, have we been together 5 years now? 4 years? I can't remember. That's on air now, so now she's heard it. But yeah, around that time, like the first year we were together, we went to Disney World. It was a very cute, amazing time. We went to Epcot as well. Didn't go to
Epcot's
Universal
best.
Studios, which I was very disappointed in.
Oh yeah.
Disney is amazing. It's a fun time, very expensive though.
So fun. So expensive. Lots of money. Yeah. I was like, I would never go to Disney World by myself. I like needed my friend to be like, do you want to come? And I'd be like, cool.
Yeah, we actually our honeymoon, which will happen at some point, I don't know when, whenever we actually do get married. We were supposed to go to Disney World. Laura planned the whole trip, and she did like the like, oh God, she told me this many times. I should know this. Like the not all inclusive stay, but a lot of those perks. Cool. So we were staying somewhere fancy. We were gonna go eat at the Beast's Castle. We were gonna go wherever that Lady and the Tramp places and get the you know what I mean, like all those fancy foods and stuff like that. And
cool.
It would have been great. It would have been great. Maybe one day.
I hope you get to do that. Yeah,
I hope so too. But you know, like I don't feel safe going to Disney right now. It kind of goes back to the whole point of like, well, I get, you know, a lot of you guys are being vaccinated somehow in the United States before us, and that's fine. I'm very happy for people to get vaccinated in general.
Yeah.
But the open date of your Disneyland is before the open date of when everyone's supposed to be vaccinated in America. So
there's something up there.
I just mean like, it's like, why don't you wait a little bit?
Yeah.
You know, why we waited this long already? Wait a little bit.
Yeah. What's the difference? Yeah.
And then you can get your droves of people.
Need Mickey.
I need it.
You don't understand. Yeah.
Oh man. All right. Let's see. What else do we have here? HBO is developing 3 more Game of Thrones spinoffs. I don't know. I'm not sure. Were you a big Game of Thrones fan, Allie?
So I was in a murder mystery dinner theater that was Game of Thrones themed. However, I did not watch it. I'm a terrible actor. I just like I was Ygritte, and I like learned, you know, the general gist as general as you could be about Game of Thrones. Yeah, I just like learned her accent and like faked it, you know. But yeah, I watched I've watched like the first couple episodes, and I watched the finale with my girlfriend because I was like, this is such a cultural moment. I need to be there.
Yep.
So it's very limited. I know some things. Are you a big fan?
I mean, like everybody else that were fans, like when Game of Thrones came out, it was like an amazing piece of television. And then the seasons went on, and I was a big defender. And then the last season came out, and everybody in the world were watching it. Week by week, we're like, can't wait to see what happens next. And then week by week, we're like, wait, why is it going this way?
What's happening?
And then just like everyone else, it ended, and we're like, that's it? That's what you guys chose? Like, this is 8 seasons, and you ruined it. And I'm not as angry as some other people. People are like furious. I'm at the point where like I'm so sad for it, because like I wish I could want to rewatch it, but knowing what the end is, and I don't need to spoil it, we don't need to talk about it, but it's just like you go on this big up and up and up, and then just and you're like, oh man, like I don't like shows like that.
No, you know what I mean? It was very disappointing. I didn't know anything, and I was like, really?
Yeah, it reminds me of those shows where people like recommend you watch, and then they say, oh, but it gets bad, and you're like, well, then why do I need to watch it?
Why would I do that? Yeah. Did you watch Lost?
No, but I heard the same thing. It's one of those shows, right? Like,
the journey is amazing, but the end, you're like, okay.
Yeah. You know, it reminds me of Dexter, where I was like, the first 4 seasons of Dexter, amazing. And then it gets really bad. And you're like, well, then now I can't recommend Dexter to anybody.
Yeah. God damn it. It's so notorious, and I can't even recommend it. Yeah.
Anyways, going back to it, I'm okay excited, I guess. Like, it doesn't tickle me in any way. It's probably the worst thing, where it doesn't make me feel excited or mad. It just makes me go, So I think that's where I'm at with Game of Thrones. We'll see.
What kind of spinoff would they do though? Like, would it be
like
Jon
let
Snow,
me tell you. Nope, I closed the page.
I can't. I'm sorry. Forget it. We don't need to know.
We don't need to know. 2 more stories really quick before we get into the movie of the week. I won't linger on this because we talk about this week to week, and it's finally out, but we need to say it because we've talked about it every single week. And we'll have one more week of talking about it, but the Snyder Cut is finally out. Everyone's talking about it. I haven't seen it. I don't care for it, but I'm going to watch it for Talking Tongue next week. Spoilers.
Oh.
But Allie, like, you know, as a big Snyder, as someone who's been the first person
see me slowly creep away from the mic.
First person who made the hashtag Snyder Cut, how do you feel that it's finally out?
we worked so hard and we barely slept, and we made the cut. We got all our scissors and we just fucking chomp and here we
chop
are.
those heroes together. And because you care so deeply about these characters, Alli, it's time to tell me the roster of the Justice League. So go ahead.
Well, there's Spider-Man and the Hulk and Wonder Woman and Joey and
from Friends.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's got catchphrases, right?
Yeah. Wow. Alli, we don't have to talk about it much longer, but I just wanted to bring it up because we have to thank you for making the Snyder Cut happen.
Hey, anytime. I'll make you pancakes. I'll make you the Snyder Cut. That's all. That's my catchphrase.
Yeah, it's all good, and it's great that Joey from Friends made it on.
He was a random one, right? But it just worked. When chemistry works, you got to go with it.
You know what? Fuck Superman. Fuck Batman. We don't need we get it. It's not the regular cut. It's the Snyder cut.
Exactly. We would call it the regular cut if it was the regular cut, but it's still Snyder.
Okay, last story. Maybe exciting, maybe not. Last year, Sonic the Hedgehog came out, which I thought was a really underrated film. It's just it's a video game film, obviously, but Jim Carrey knocked it out of the park as Dr. Robotnik, and it was just one of those films. And I'm like, you know what? These people, even though it's Sonic the Hedgehog, I know it sounds ridiculous, but it was Jim Carrey's one of his best roles he's done in years, because these people are like, hey, Jim, you want to go full Jim on us? And they let him do it, and he was so good. If anyone hasn't seen Sonic the Hedgehog, it's actually surprisingly really good. But also, if you want to see Jim go full Jim, he does it.
Nobody does full Jim like Jim.
That's right. And you know what? Jim, because of this, they're like, the people who wrote Sonic the Hedgehog, they're like, you know what? We can make Jim go even more Jim. We're going to write and develop Ace Ventura 3, written by the Sonic the Hedgehog writers.
Whoa. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
It is. Thoughts on Ace Ventura?
Well, I mean, Ace Ventura, classic 90s movie. I feel like that informed a generation of humor. You know what I mean? For better and for worse.
Yeah, definitely.
If I'm at the time, I remember loving it and being like, this is amazing. This is comedy. Yeah. Maybe if I watched it now, I'd be like, okay, this is a little there's some transphobia in it, which I'm like, that's not great.
Is there? I don't remember it, but I believe it. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I hope if they're gonna redo it, I'm into that. I love that. Let's just keep it better, and as long as it's funny. I mean, it's hard to redo that, right? It's from the 90s and stuff.
Then you get Zoolander 2 situation. You know what I mean? What was it? Super Troopers was made, a second one too, and I didn't watch that. And it's just I don't know if I need it, but Ace Ventura 3, I love Jim.
Yeah, that's it. And that's true. The thing about Jim being Jim, right? There's something so specific and very funny about it. And he's the only one that can do it. And
tap
he's
into
kind of
that,
a Robin Williams.
Yes. You're totally right. One of those actors is just like this. There's not another Jim Carrey out there.
Yeah.
So protect him. Protect him.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's nice to see him. It was nice to see him on SNL when he was doing
his Biden impression?
Yeah, he was super funny. It was just
did you like his Biden impression? Because I know a lot of people didn't. I was okay on his Biden, but I loved whenever he did his gunshots for whatever reason. He would just go, people this is an audio podcast, but he's cocking a fake gun as Biden. I just thought it was really funny.
Totally. Yeah, I think part of me was it's so nice to see him back. And then part of me was this is fun. I love the political sketches. They're always fun. So I was cool with it. Yeah.
Yeah. But as we know, we don't talk about politics on Talking Tom.
No, we do not.
Although sometimes we have in the past, but today, I don't think we need to. I don't think we need to, because sometimes the movies that we watch get super heavy and we gotta get into it. I don't know if we need to dissect this movie the same way.
What are you talking about? This movie is so serious. This is a metaphor for the world that the broken world we're living in.
Wow. Okay, Alli, you've already started setting it up. Tell us what the movie of the week is.
I picked Good Burger.
Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order?
Ah, sorry. Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order?
Something like that.
That was great.
I forget who I was talking to just the other day. I think I was talking to Leslie Cherapy. Actually, I do know who I was talking about. Leslie Cherapy, Desiree Connors Wormington, Jeff McBride, friends of ours, that kind of stuff. And I was talking about the movie of the week that I had to watch for Talking Tongue. I was saying I was going to record this episode with Allie and that we're going to do Good Burger. And Leslie right away said, "Oh, of course you are." that's an Allie movie right there. And I need to know because I don't know what it is, but yes, I agree. Good Burger is an Allie Harris movie. Why is that?
I don't know. Here's the thing. I love silly and dumb so much. And that is Good Burger to a T, right? They put the joke above the plot every chance they can, which I just love. I'm obsessed with. And I know that you did MacGruber already, right?
Oh, so good. Love MacGruber.
I love MacGruber too, right? I feel this is the same genre of absolutely ridiculous, but with a straight face, but they play it serious. I don't know. Yeah. And I watched Good Burger so much growing up. That was my movie. That, you know what I mean? I was it raised me.
I totally know what you mean. I haven't thought about this movie in so damn long, but I used to watch this movie quite a lot because my best friend was obsessed with this movie and he would come over. We'd watch 2 movies, Beverly Hills Ninja and Good Burger.
Yes. Oh my God. Beverly Hills Ninja. That's such a good movie.
It is an amazing movie. I watched that the other couple weeks ago. Still pretty good. And Good Burger was another one of those movies where it's so fucking dumb, but so it's so funny. And then it also introduced us to ska music because you got Less Than Jake. And just I'm a dude, he's a dude, she's a dude, we're all dudes. And I'm like, oh my God, I love ska music.
I know, it's so good. And then when they do the dance in the mental institution and they're everyone's dance, the soundtrack is amazing. It's such a good soundtrack. Yeah.
We're getting too excited here. Let's back it up. People who don't know what Good Burger is, set us up, Allie, the premise of Good Burger. Who's in Good Burger? Just tell us about Good Burger a little bit.
So our stars, we have Keaton and Kel Thompson. This was in, I feel it's 1996 or 97 or something.
I see 97.
97. Yeah. So Dexter, I believe is the name of Keenan's character. So Dexter is so stoked for the summer. He's you know what? I cannot wait. I'm a teenager. So he's about to leave. I don't know if this is he's just excited for summer. I don't know if we have an exact.
That's all he is. Yeah.
He's in high school and he's super stoked. He's I'm going to do nothing. I'm going to lay by the pool. I can't wait. And then we have Kel's character, Ed, and Ed works at Good Burger. So Good Burger is a fast food joint. And let's go. So we go back to Keenan.
Yep.
AKA
Dexter.
Oh my God, Dexter. So Dexter, I'm so bad explaining. So Dexter, he takes his mom's car to school, even though he doesn't have a driver's license. And he's bad. And then he's telling his teacher, he's who is played by
Sinbad.
Sinbad, which is amazing.
Yeah.
It's so random and great.
I love that.
And he's I'll see you later, whatever, fuck you. And then he's driving home and Ed is driving to work because he's late. And Ed kind of gets in the way and ends up getting Dexter's car spinning around, and he ends up hitting his teacher's car. And he's oh my God, he's freaking out. And he says okay, I'm gonna have to call your parents. He's no, let me get the money, it's fine. And he's well, how are you gonna get the money? What are you gonna do? You're gonna do nothing all summer. He's I'll get a summer job.
That's exactly the delivery as he says.
And so he gets a job at Good Burger and he meets Ed, and Good Burger is just this low key burger place that's like pretty lame, you know, like a low grade fast food place. And then
like an Arby's. Is Arby's low grade? Like, I don't know, like a place that not many people go in, but enough people go in for business to,
yeah, that's it, right? And then so across the street from Good Burger, a new burger place is opening up called Mondo Burger. And I should say, actually, Dexter goes and he tries to work at Mondo Burger first, but he gets fired because he can't like they have a very intense regiment for putting together hamburgers, and he's like throwing everything on top of it. And then so he goes to Good Burger to work there, and they're like, can you do delivery? And he's like, yeah, again, does not have a license, but he's like, I'll drive that car, who cares?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's basically about Dexter working at Good Burger and their like kind of fight with Mondo Burger.
Yep.
They develop this new secret sauce that like gets them ahead, and they're really in the burger competition world. You know?
Yeah, it really escalates as time goes on too.
Like, I know. By the end, it's very wild.
Because at first it's just like, okay, there's a competition with like Mondo Burger, and they're pretty damn ridiculous at Mondo Burger. They're wearing it's so funny. It's like 90s future burger stuff, like, or costumes.
Totally.
Like,
they look like Jetsons or something.
Yeah. But it reminds me of like, I think Dude, Where's My Car has that aesthetic too, of just like people with like, I don't know, is it leather? Whatever that material is that, do you know what that is? Like what they're wearing? Like,
would it be pleather? I don't know. I don't think it is. Yeah, like
it's just like a super
plastic tight. Yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous outfits and stuff. Make them like look like, I don't know, future-y, but not really. And
but not really. Yeah.
And there's a whole like arc in the movie where like Ed, he loves his pal Dexter, and he's kind of a dummy, Ed. Like he's played up to be quite the idiot, but he's charming. He can be at times very much.
I know. You think about it in real life, you would like be so annoyed by Ed, but it's a movie, so we love him.
Exactly. And then Dexter like tries to only become friends with him and betray his trust. There's a whole contract thing where it's like, I'll take like 80% of the pay that you get just to be your friend kind of thing.
Yeah, because he finds out that he's the reason that he got in the car accident. So he draws up this shitty contract. That's probably not binding whatsoever. But anyways, it's a plot point. But Ed's so sweet. He just believes it, right?
He does. And then there's a whole thing of like, this is when the movie turns. It's like 3/4 in the movie where it's just like, okay, you think the movie is just about this rivalry and how like Ed and Dexter, it's a whole friendship thing where maybe Ed will find out and be mad. There's none of that in this movie. Ed's just Ed in this movie. And then it just turns to like Ed and Dexter infiltrating Mondo Burger, failing, and then going through this whole hijinks of like getting captured and escaping.
Yeah.
And then giant ass burgers at the end of the movie that explode. And there's like a secret drug that's super illegal that makes these burgers big.
It's such a Nickelodeon movie. You know what I mean? Like it just completely goes off the rails, and we're there for it. Yeah, those Mondo burgers are huge.
Oh my god, the Mondo burgers, like, so yeah, it's like this. I don't know what drug it is. They don't even explain it. Oh wait, I think they might say the name, but anyways, they just use like a drop of it, and it makes the burger like huge, and the whole like plot point. Yeah, and one of my favorite parts of the movie is when Ed is, and it's such an easy joke, but it gets me. They're like, the dog comes up to Ed and Dexter, and Ed's like, oh my god, clowns, what, there's traps, and he's always talking like that, so I'm not making fun of him. That's how he talks. And then Dexter's like, there's no car, and then there's a whole thing. What are you talking about? Yeah, what are you talking about? And then the clowns, you see them later being like, where's that dog? So stupid.
The dog knew. But anyways, the dog didn't want a Mondo burger. They wanted a Good Burger. So that's a very clear choice of, right, this is real meat versus fake Mondo meat. Yeah. Well, is it real meat and then injected with Mondo? I guess it's, or just like it's hormone. Yeah, hormone. Hormone, yeah. Hormone meat. I don't know. What would you call that? Yeah. But the burgers get like, I wrote down at one point, and I was under the influence of some
really good weed in the second
you
half
should.
of the movie.
As you should.
And I was laughing quite a lot, especially in the
good.
second half when it really picks up. And just the practical effects at the very end of the movie, like they spent some money to put these sets up.
I know. And that the giant fake burger on top of the restaurant that falls onto the car and like this was a high budget movie.
Yeah, it's shocking actually. And it made me think, I'm like, man, practical effects are so freaking cool. Like if they made those Mondo burgers out of CGI, wouldn't be the same. They actually exploded some meat or something.
Yeah, I would love to be on the props department for that movie. I wonder like what they were, you know. They look very, I mean, as much as they were like obviously genetically modified, they looked huge. And it's like, is that me? You believe it, you know?
It reminded me of Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, when like all the food got really, really, really big. And well, this was just burgers, but it's still it's still good. And you know, Ed, he thought of the plan. He thought of the plan all along. Well, not all along, but he like
you realize he's actually very intelligent by the end. And
that was good. That's good. That's just good writing right there.
That's good writing. Yeah.
So I have to say, Alli, like, you know, we've kind of glossed over the plot, but like the plot's not important. It's just the gags in this film and how over the top it is. How was it for you on rewatch?
Just as funny.
Just as funny. Well, how long has it been since you've watched this film?
I probably watched it like 7 years ago, like doing the same thing of being like, I'm gonna watch it again, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it felt like a while. But like truly though, I knew it so well that like I knew every moment. So it didn't feel that long. You know, it's like one of those movies that's like inside of you.
Yeah, you can like play it back. You can have it in the background, but you know it's happening.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just so silly. When you need, you know, it's like a great break from like the
my God
world. Just
yes,
like, so dumb. And they pull off dumb really well. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's like stupid movies, you know what I mean, where you're like, stop. But like for some reason in this movie, you're like, okay.
do you think that's part of our nostalgia though? Because Gloria sat down with me and started watching it for about 10 minutes.
And she was like, nah.
And she apparently watched a little bit in the past, but she's like, usually when I do a movie for Talking Tongue, she never stays for the whole thing. But sometimes she stays for a little longer than, you know, than I anticipate for her.
Yeah.
The Good Burger, within 10 minutes, she's like, I'm going to go do my homework. I'm like, I know what that means.
Maybe it is me. You know what I mean? Maybe it's my love for my childhood and like thinking it was funny, but like, I don't know. I just love it so much. I probably can't give you like an accurate, like, does it still hold up? You probably would. I mean, Kat liked it and she had never seen it.
Oh, good.
So I was like, oh, good. I feel validated. And at this, I mean, she obviously was like, wow, this is crazy, but yeah.
Right. Well, like, you know, sometimes our partners just say nice things to make us feel better. So
that's true. She could be completely lying to me.
Yeah. I get it though. Your Good Burger is like my Space Jam. Like no matter how many times people tell me Space Jam is bad, I'm like, you're wrong. Mm-hmm. It's a good movie, but I can't even like, I try hard to like critically think about like movies sometimes, but with like movies that are like so near and dear to me, it's just like I don't care.
Is Space Jam your favorite movie?
Yeah, probably.
That's why we're friends, Tongue.
I fucking love Space Jam. You know what? I can quote well, we're not doing Space Jam today, but it's just one of those things. I just like any line from Space Jam, I'll tell you. I'm fixing a divot. I get it. Like it's just like just really niche lines that nobody would get.
Love it. Oh my God. My favorite is I love basketball. I always love basketball.
Anyways.
That's
the Good Burger.
Are you excited for LeBron though? I have to ask.
Oh, yes. I'm gonna watch it no matter what.
Yep.
Like, come at me. I don't care. Yep. I don't care if Lola Bunny isn't a sexy, like explicitly like trying to get at me. Yeah. Like she's still sexy to me. I don't care what she's wearing.
Yeah.
She doesn't have to be like Bugs anymore. She doesn't have to do that because I always swapped out Bugs for Tongue in my mind. I don't care. I think it's gonna be a fun time. Will it match the original? Probably not. Don't care.
Probably not. Yep.
I'll watch it.
Completely, I respect that opinion. I'm very similar, excited for it. And you just know, right? Like it's never going to be that thing, but
it's never going to be that
there
thing.
For it.
It's fine. Yeah. And when they make Good Burger 2 with LeBron James, I'll be very confused.
That's what they should be remaking.
Yeah, does Good Burger need a sequel?
No, definitely not. It does not. MacGruber does not need a sequel. Good Burger does not need a sequel. It is a moment in time. It's funny. It's just like, just keep it.
But MacGruber is getting a sequel. And MacGruber is getting like
is
the TV series. Like it's like a new TV series.
Oh,
so
I'm worried.
Too, but
yeah.
But Will Forte's so good, so
I love Will Forte. Maybe, you know what I mean? If it's the right team, it could be good. I loved Anchorman too. So like maybe, you know, I'm willing to be, you know, like you can turn me and I'm going to be there, but I don't have high expectations.
Right. Like you'll get my money for the ticket, but will you get my support after? We'll see. I'm willing to try. I'm an open person. Yes, I'm not here to immediately hate on a thing that I had not seen yet, you know?
Yeah, that's it.
That's why people should give Good Burger a chance.
People give it a chance, okay?
Give it a chance. I think it's just it is Nickelodeon's very Nickelodeon, so fun. I think some people might have like there's lots of 90s tropes in this, right? And you got like, I think they do it well because like, you know, if you really think about it, Ed probably has some sort of mental problem of some sort, but they don't. Yeah. It's not about that. He's just a lovable idiot, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's just what they play with, right? And even the stuff that I thought was like, oh, is this going to be a fat joke of some sort? It's not really. Like even like Spatch. And I was just thinking about like a lot of these characters would have been so much fun to film. Like if you were a character in this film, they're all bit characters.
Yeah, that's it, right? It's like it's like plays like it's written by improvisers because there's nobody. I don't know who directed it, but I'm like, they didn't stop anything. You know what I mean? Like they weren't like, no, that doesn't make sense. They were like, that doesn't make sense. Keep it and improvise 5 more lines with it. You know? Yeah.
And I'm thinking of Spatch, like he's just like this larger man, and it's so easy because back in the 90s and even early 2000s, easy to make a fat joke about something.
Oh yeah,
but it's not that. Spatch is a large man, but he's just he just has a spatula, and he's just making these amazing choices with his face, and he's lifting a Mondo burger, and the spatula bends, and he's like and it's just so dumb. Yeah,
it is. Yeah, that's it. I know he's just like he's a personality, right? Yeah, totally. Yeah,
a lot of these and I'm just thinking like, because I see it on Rotten Tomatoes, it has like a 32% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is like, no, don't do this to Good Burger. Don't do this. It's not cinematic like masterpiece, but it's a fun ass movie.
That's right.
And
it's not Braveheart. We know that. Yeah.
I mean, I truthfully, I think it's better than Braveheart. Braveheart's too long. But you got people like Shaq appearing in this. You have Carmen Electra.
Isn't it random? Forget, right? Like these people are like, yeah, I'll do a little like part on this. And Linda Cardellini's in it too.
She's so good in this.
I know. It was like before she was like got her success, which I just love. I love it.
I just on her for a second, like she like it's. I'm not sure if it's because I was high and on weed or whatever, but I'm like it is a funny performance, but she plays it so well. Like just, I was thinking about like, if you were to act that, like she plays like someone in like an insane asylum, like she's a psychopath, right? That's what she calls herself. And she plays it. I don't know, something about her performance. I'm just like, wow, she is good. Like
I know, no, totally. And it's kind of like out of the box from what she does. Like, you know what I mean? Like you've never seen her in a role like that since. So it's like really exciting to see her do that. And yeah, it's very campy, but like realistic. I love it.
Exactly. And then like all that, like even like, of course, like Kel, like he playing Ed, like, I can't believe like that. Like it's such a good character. It's so hard to do that character right without being too annoying, you know?
Yeah, that's it. And I think that's why I love it too, is because like everything about this wants to be like stupid and annoying, but you like it, and you know what I mean? Like Kat was like, is that his voice? Does he keep that voice the entire time? I was like, yep. He commits so hard.
Yeah. It's just like anytime, I just love that choice, because anytime he just doesn't know what to say, he's like, yeah, yeah, and he's just like can't stop moving. And then he'll just go, he's a dude, she's a dude, we're all dudes, and he's just like, it's a lot.
My favorite line in all of cinema is when he wakes up and he's late and he looks at the clock and he goes, a clock.
Yes.
I'm like, you had me at that.
A lot of this is lines from Ed that I'm just like, wow, that's just so good. And like, it's borderline cheesy, lots of butt jokes, which I thought was funny, like what's your butt? Those. And I love that stuff. I love butts, so that's just me.
Yeah.
But him like getting everyone to dance, such a nice moment, because it's just like, yeah, he's just a nice guy. You have a character being like, man, Ed's just a nice guy. Why would you betray him? It's just like, yeah, he is a nice guy. He's an idiot, but he's a nice guy.
He's nice. That's it. And I think like he's like respected at his work, and like even with the relationship that Dexter has with Monique, like she's like, I know you're shitty because you treated him badly, and that's like my bar. You know what I mean? Like there's like a moral like high ground to it. You know what I mean? I like that.
Yeah. Two lines that I like is classic, is it 'cause I'm black, at the very end. It's really funny. And like, oh my God, like two black leads in this movie, right? And they're just like in the 90s too. And it's just like, thank you. And it's not, I don't know how to say this. I'm not trying to be offensive, but it's not like an explicitly a black movie. Like it's not like
it just is what it is, right?
It is what it is. Yeah, it's just a fun movie. It's
not pushing a narrative. Yeah.
No, I just love that. And then when everyone's raising Ed at the very end, and they're like, Ed, he's like, what? Ed, what? Ed, what? And it's like, that's so dumb.
It's all so dumb. It's so dumb.
It's so stupid.
But we're laughing, like, I love it.
It's hard not to. Like it really, it's, I don't know. And that's just me. I think there's some nostalgia factor to it too. I can see why Laura walked out of the room, because it overpowers you with that.
You got to be in the mood, I would think. Yeah.
But like early Kenan Thompson, right? Like this is like very early in his career.
Totally.
Kills it.
I don't know if it was before all that or after. I would think maybe after all that. I don't know. But yeah, he does. It's so funny because Kenan is the same person, you know what I mean? Like today, but he just has like such great sensibilities, and he's a great, like, he's like a funny but good straight man for Cal. They have a great like dynamic and chemistry.
It's true. And he's not even like a straight man in this movie. Like he is very animated. His faces are incredible. Like when they dress up as women, and he's just like, water, it's just like, holy shit, that is so over the top. And the acting he does with his eyes is incredible. But
totally
juxtaposed to Kel and Ed, it's just like, yes, he's the straight man in this relationship, and that's ridiculous.
Yeah. I remember reading something about Kenan being on SNL, and like how he's the person in every sketch that you would literally, they just shoot to him. They shoot a camera to his face, because he is always able to produce a funny look that like moves, you know what I mean? You get that first laugh. He's always that person that you put in the scene for that first laugh, to like let people be like, okay, it's okay to laugh. And like, I just think like he's very I think people are like annoyed of him being at SNL or whatever.
Sure.
But I think he's like such an underrated SNL performer who like is like, he's like the driving force of like so many good things. And he's so talented, but I think he's maybe not glitzy, you know what I mean? Like somebody like Kristen Wiig. I love Kristen Wiig, right? And
sure.
You know what I mean? But he's very important, I think.
Yeah, he's like a good foundation to what a sketch can be, and totally. He really can save a sketch because is a very adaptable actor. I haven't seen Kel Mitchell in anything in a long time. I'm looking at like his IMDb, and it looks like he has done work since, and he was the school cook in a Khaled music video. So that's something.
Love it. I feel like maybe that followed, like his character followed him around, and he was only able to do like Ed.
Well, like it looks like there was in 2015 the Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. He was Ed.
Yes,
he was Ed for an episode.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and then here we go on the TV series short. All that his character is Ed slash Coach Cretin. So I'm not sure if that's the same Ed, but yeah,
Oh,
maybe it does
interesting.
follow him around a bit.
Yeah, it's iconic.
Okay, wait. This all that is a revival of Nickelodeon's long-running sketch comedy series. So yes, okay. So that's Ed.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, I didn't know they revived it. Interesting. I didn't really watch it, but
No, neither did I. But like, there you go. Ed is always following him around.
he's alive. Yep, alive and well.
I have to talk about a performance that I think is understated in this movie. Not, it's very easy to just brush off, but I think the bad guy in this movie, Kurt, he's
funny.
He's good.
Yeah.
He's good.
When you mess with Kurt, what does he say? I can't remember.
You go in the grinder or whatever.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I don't know. He's very over the top villain.
Yeah.
He looks like Derek from Sum 41 is what I kept going.
He does. Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about Kurt. Yeah. What do you like about Kurt?
What do I like about Kurt? I feel like this is similar to MacGruber. I just feel like there's a lot of, comparisons, but like they've developed an arch nemesis that isn't likable, but you will laugh at. Like they don't just serve like to like make the like character angry. Like you appreciate their darkness in a way, right? Like he's so ridiculous and whiny, and he's like tiny. He's wearing this weird ass suit, and he takes like his burger company so seriously, and he beats up his employees, and like he's just like so power hungry and like ridiculous. I think he knocks it out of the park with his performance, because he like scares so many people. He scares Dexter. He's like this, you know what I mean? He's just ridiculous.
And his hair is just so that's I don't know. It's so ridiculous. Yeah, I just love him as a bad guy, because back then you have a bad guy, and these days you need bad guys with like, you complain about a movie with a bad guy that doesn't have enough like backstory and layers to him, but this guy, plenty of screen time, and it's just like you don't need it. Don't need to know why he's so evil. He's just
it's pretty obvious.
He just wants money.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's basic, we get it.
Does he go to jail at the end too? I think he does.
Yeah, he does. He gets taken away, and then they sing Kurt's gonna jail.
Kurt's going to jail, and then they dance. Jail. That's fun. That's fun. They do a couple things. Like I just wrote a couple notes while I was doing this, and I remember the grape up the nose gag when Ed's like talking. He has grapes up his nose and he's eating them. It's just, I don't know. That's just always stuck with me. There's gonna be nothing to the people who haven't seen this movie, but hey, let's watch it. Watch it. Doesn't matter.
Watch it.
Alli and I watched it. You should watch it.
Do it.
Yeah. And then there's like jokes like chickens don't go moo, because he was doing a lot of moo sounds as a chicken.
Dexter's a chicken. Moo, moo.
I have a few. Yes, Alli, you and I have a very similar taste of humor, it seems.
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
I love it's just on the cusp of being very bad, but it's not. It just saves it, and it's great. Somehow. Is there any final thoughts that you want to talk about with Good Burger?
Final thoughts. I think, I just think it's an iconic movie that celebrates silly. And it like the joke is the most important. You know what I mean? The randomness. I feel like they had a great time filming this. That's like the vibe that I get. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like they probably had a really, the team seemed to like work well together, because it feels like there was no network above them being like, that's ridiculous, you can't put that in the movie. Do you know what I mean? Like it's this movie is a free spirit, and it's authentic and stupid, and it doesn't make sense, but it just is what it is, and what it is beautiful. And I forever stand Good Burger.
Totally agree. I don't think you can make another one of these movies, at least in theater. You can definitely put it to like straight to Netflix type of thing. Will people watch it? Probably not. Like, I don't know. It's a
No.
very special.
If you did, you would maybe.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
you liked it, you will.
If they made a good burger too, I give it a shot. But I know you're not getting. It's not. It wouldn't be the same, you know.
Yeah.
It's just. It
Yeah.
wouldn't be the same. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's the whole plot is so ridiculous and for kids and stuff like that. Like, you know, just the fact that he's just like, don't take any step closer. And Keenan has like a spray of ketchup and a spray of mustard, and he sprays them.
Nickelodean.
Yeah, and he sprays them, and all the bad guys are like, oh, and they can't move, and they're like, I can't believe I'm sprayed.
That's acting.
It's fantastic. Yes, it would have been so much fun to be on this set, and I envy those people to just. I love the idea of like, and action, and then you're like, yeah,
Yeah.
and just do that.
I don't think you can make a movie like that now, because I just feel like there's too, you know what I mean? Nobody would let you do this anymore, I feel like.
Yeah, totally. All right. Well, I think that's it. How would you rate this movie, Allie?
How would I rate this movie? I would give this movie 10 out of 10.
I love it.
Do you agree?
Yeah, I would agree. I would give it, let's see, 15 Mondo burgers out of 4. Water! Really niche ratings that we got going on here, obviously.
Yeah, totally. People are completely going to understand this if they didn't watch it. Yeah.
Allie, thank you so much for being on Talking Tongue today.
Thank you for having me, Tongue. It was so nice to catch up. And
I know, it's so much fun to talk about just stupid stuff. And I mean, like, it's very nice to hear from you, of course. And we can't wait to see you in the Pod Cavern again. But until then, do you want to give people plugs? Sure.
So I have a new website. You can come and check out kind of the stuff that I do at www.alliharris.ca. I've got some of my music from my one-woman show, High School High, up there. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I update it and let you know like what I'm up to, basically.
Yeah, check it out. Allie's a fantastic artist. Just the epitome of what an artist is, whatever you imagine an artist is. It's Alli Harris, everyone. And,
well, I mean, Good Burger is my favorite movie, so maybe not.
Yeah, so you know the bar is high.
Yeah.
Allie, and I know you don't have to say yes, but maybe you want to. If you ever want to do Good Burger the musical, because you're a songwriter as well.
Oh my god!
A one man, one woman play, just you doing the whole plot. Please, I think you should do it.
You're a genius. I might do that.
Thank you. For myself, you can find the rest of the shows at Pod Cavern at www.podcavern.com. Check out all the shows there. Until then, we'll see you next week on another episode, and you'll see Allie again sometime soon, I hope.
Me too.
Allie, you have to give your world famous catchphrase. What is it?
Stop touching my banana.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order? I always fuck up again. Okay, bye, everyone.
Bye.